Welcome to Global Retail TV. We have produced for you this special edition to analyze the impact of Russia and Ukraine crisis on the global economy, especially the essential products and their impact on consumer purchasing power. But before going into a deep dive into this latest crisis, I would like to highlight that the global economy wasn't in a good shape anyways for the last 2 years. The impact of COVID-19 pandemic was significant and felt by both consumers and retailers. The lockdowns in China caused a massive impact on the sea shipping sector, forcing some sea major global operators to file for bankruptcy. The current shortage in shipping containers created a global backlog of orders in China and pushed the shelf prices to a level that we haven't seen in the past. This caused mainly two major problems. The first problem is that retailers cannot rely anymore on the sea supply chain, and to avoid out of stock, many retailers in Europe and US forced to increase their local inventories. And when we speak about increasing local inventories and stock, this has a direct impact on higher production demand and a low cash flow to invest from the retailer side. The impact was felt as well by consumers at the point of sales, especially the items produced and imported from abroad, and even with a stable oil cost, didn't even help in reducing the retail price at the shelves level. The second major problem is that many governments try to stimulate their economies. And by supporting many affected sectors during the pandemic, the billions of dollars injected in both 2020 and 2021 to face the impact of COVID-19 and to stimulate consumers' demand did more damage than good to the economy, as all the global supply chains around the world were not able to cope up with the higher demand. Well, unfortunately, things aren't getting any better. The crisis between Russia and Ukraine will lead to a major global economic recession. Let's understand first how important is Russia and Ukraine to the global economy. Russia is the 13th out of 226 global exporters, with an export value more than $400 billion, mainly concentrated on crude oil, refined oil, gas and wheat. Russia is a key market for the major Western brands, and any impact on the Russian market will have a negative reflection on the Western economies. As you can see from the figures, many European countries rely on Russian energy products, and with no substitutes in hands to the Russian oil and gas in the near future. Any oil disruption from the Russian side can lead to higher costs in logistics and as well unpredictable costs of goods. Major European industries are using Russian gas as part of their energy sources, and any interruption can lead to product shortages and a global inflation. Ukraine is another key product to the global economy, ranking 51st exporter out of 226 in the world, and with more than $49 billion of export value. Ukraine exports 75% of its agriculture products like corn, wheat, and seed oils to many countries, especially in Asia, Middle East, and Africa. All major Ukrainian exports are usually channeled from Odessa seaports. And due to the Russian-Ukrainian actual conflict, those necessary products won't be available for the markets at the moment. This has created a huge fear in many of those importing countries and driving prices of corn, wheat to new records that we haven't seen before. The fact that this war came as a bad surprise for importing countries in the Middle East, Asia and Africa. The governments in those regions are required to compensate the difference in prices. And with the prices increased in order for them to keep those necessary products affordable for millions of vulnerable customers. Revised finance bills are underway in major of those countries, the majority of those countries. This actually will slow the internal growth of those economies. And as part of the Western sections, some major retailers like Apple, IKEA, H&M and more decided to leave temporarily Russian markets. This is bad news for the Russian consumers, and as well it's a bad news for the major foreign direct investors, with more than $450 billion already injected in the Russian economy. As a conclusion, the Russia and Ukraine crisis will lead to high inflations in many retail sectors. An increase of energy prices will directly impact the retail prices of key products. And with consumers trying their way out from the pandemic crisis, the months to come will be very difficult for many families around the world. Thank you for watching.